Hi students, good evening. I feel that before you go for any major exams, especially in economics, you need to have some themes in your mind. You cannot just read the preamble and then think that, okay, you got everything in, right? So what I'm doing is I'm introducing some microeconomic themes for you all to mentally get ready for your major exams. Now, the first theme is COVID vaccination cost. The whole process of it, the cost of testing, the cost of vaccination is a microeconomic theme because governments, most governments, I would say, or literally all governments, have to intervene in this area, and they have to either buy the vaccines in advance and ensure that the vaccines are safe and ensure that there's an orderly manner in which people who desire to have vaccines will get vaccines. In the Singapore context, they even provided masks in vending machines to make it easy and accessible for people to actually face the COVID generation. So this is under government intervention. Generic drugs, again, as healthcare costs goes up, the government must source out for generic drugs. So sometimes in your economics exams, they will use the term generic drugs. You need to know what generic drugs are. Generic drugs do not mean that these drugs are ineffective. Generic drugs means that they are given the license to produce the drug, and the efficacy may not be totally the same as the original, but it is still within acceptable boundaries. Healthcare, in Singapore context, Singapore is an aging population. How can a government actually come in to ensure that the healthcare of Singaporeans are well taken care of? Foreign talent. Every country has a debate over foreign talent. Every country. And the original way of debating for this topic is obviously for foreign talent coming in to steal the jobs of the locals. And the economic answer is very simple. Foreign talents are needed to fill in the gaps, especially the specialist gaps within any economy. So normally when foreign talent come in, foreign direct investment will also come in together. Because foreign direct investment will never come in together with all the technology if there are skill gaps. So these foreign talent technically do not steal jobs. They actually bring more foreign direct investment into the economy and thus provide jobs for the locals. Fair wage. What's a fair wage? Some people use different terms. Some people use word progressive wage. Some countries use minimum wage. But normally fair wage is the amount of wages, either you measure per month or per hour, to match the expectations of quality of life and the cost of living within the country. So fair wage. Different countries have different way to look at fair wage. Singapore's way of looking at it is, let's not talk about fair wage, let's talk about skills upgrading, improve your skills, and eventually the job will come. Once the job will come, if the employer values your skill, wages will definitely be discussed to the skilled workers' advantage. The state of SMEs, especially during the COVID period, how can the government ensure that local SMEs, small medium enterprises, can survive, but yet not be too uncompetitive towards other bigger players and MNCs? For the Singapore context, Singapore SMEs are the largest employers. So Singapore government must think of a way where they can balance up affordable housing, especially for a small country like Singapore. Housing is always one of the big ticket items for any family's monthly budget. So how do you match the aspirations of a middle class, but yet not take too much out of their disposable income? Because they have aspirations too of traveling, of education, of entertainment. So they can't spend majority of their income just on housing. Sustainable goals. This is every country's desire ever since COP26. All right. How can they go forward and not deplete important resources and not add on too much dramatically to the carbon emissions so that future generations will benefit? If you need expert advice in economics, no matter which exam board you are in, all right, please email me. This is my email address, and I'll reply to you within 24 hours. All the best.